So yesterday I made a video that no one really would care about, so today I'm gonna make a video that some people might care about. Hello everyone, my name is Jaden, and today we're going to be looking at two lists that I made. The first one being my worst movies of 2021, there's 5, and then my top 10 most anticipated movies of 2022. So let me just speed through the worst movies because I don't want this video to be over long. I mean, it will be, but like, yeah, so just let's get straight into it, I guess. My worst movies of 2021, my number 5 is Black Widow. I did not like this movie. It was bad. I mean, it was so slow and just, it didn't have any meat to it. Like, considering MCU, and it was right after Natasha Romanoff died. So, like, they had to squeeze it into Civil War, or like, right after or before Civil War. It just doesn't flow completely well, and it just, it's fine. And they kept saying Budapest, and it just made me want to watch Grand Budapest Hotel.
She's been murdered, and you think I did it.
And this just, considering Marvel, it just made me sad. And then, my number 4 is Fast 9. I have it right there, because my brother got it for me as a joke Christmas gift. Fast 9, I absolutely hated this film. It was boring, stupid, and it had nothing to it. It was probably, just a bad movie in general. It had nothing to it. There was no comedy, there was no good action. The CGI was fine. I mean, they went into space. And now they're talking about doing a crossover with Transformers and or Jurassic Park, so what? It's just, I don't care about the franchise, and I just saw it to see it, and it was just a bad movie. Number 3 is Sing 2. I didn't want to make a review of this because I have nothing to say about it other than it was a bad movie. I saw it on Christmas Day. Happy Christmas to me. I actually kind of enjoyed the original, but it didn't have anything to this new one. The stakes were somehow much lower, even though everything felt toned down from the first one. This movie managed to, how much did they have to pay for Matthew McConaughey to play this koala? How do you get that? But it's just, the music was fine. Somehow, Nick Kroll-Pig, you can have Nick Kroll-Pig, but you can't have Andrew Garfield come back? Like, what the heck? It's so stupid movie. It was boring. My brother and I, we looked at each other and just, like, laughed at how, like, the fact that none of this would happen. There's no way. And then, I don't like the physics of this universe. Somehow, it's like there's floating stuff, but then there's wires, but there's also, like, water coming out. It makes no sense, and it just pisses me off. Number 2 is Malignant. Unpopular opinion, this movie is awful. I know it's supposed to be horror camp, but horror camp, so, a good example of well done horror camp, Evil Dead. This is a great example of it being kind of campy. It's not that great. Some Friday the 13th films, Nightmare on Elm Street, they're not good movies. No, but they're fun. They're easy to watch, and they're just fun horror films. Whereas Malignant was the worst 2 hours of my life, honestly. There's no grasp to it. I had no clue what was going on. It doesn't have a full drive, and considering James Wan, I don't like the Conjuring films. I don't care for them. They're not that great. But they did have some incredible cinematography. This, it had like 2 shots that I remember, and that's when everything is like turning. It didn't even have good CGI. The monster was stupid, and it felt like it was trying to be something it's not. It was trying to be an 2000s crappy horror movie, probably along the lines of I Know What You Did Last Summer. Come on, it's stupid. And my number 1, Diary of a Wimpy Kid, the Disney Plus version. I made an 8-minute review on this. This movie is awful. It's not even feature length. The kids aren't good. Roderick isn't a character. The dad isn't a character. It has no meat to it. Greg sucks. Rowley is actually not as great in the story as he was in the other movies. But like, what happened? This could have been really good. It could have been a retelling and be a refresher considering, Diary, the Long Haul, we don't want to talk about. It could have been much better than that, and it somehow managed to be worse. What happened? It's the sets, the background and stuff looks fine. I do not like the animation on the characters. I don't like the animation in the Tom and Jerry movie either. I forgot that movie existed. An honorable mention, the Tom and Jerry movie is awful. You know what, they can share the #1 spot. I don't care. They are both awful movies with awful animation and awful plots. Now let's get to something I'm a little bit more happy about. Here are my top 10 most anticipated movies of 2022. So my number 10 is Jurassic World Dominion. I like the Jurassic World films. I mean, they're not the best movies, but they're easy to watch, and they're just nice continuations. There's ridiculous stuff, like the cloning of that one girl in Fallen Kingdom. But, like, it did have a nice scene with the Brachiosaurus getting stuck in the fire. It does have some meat to it, and I've just been looking forward to the end of this trilogy because I do like the theme park section. I don't like the ride. I don't like that last drop, but I like the theming of it all, and I just like the feel of Jurassic Park. And so it's nice to see the story, and since this trilogy concludes, I want to see what they do with it. Number 9 is Morbius. I had no clue what this movie is about, or that it even existed, but I saw trailers and I thought it was a Matrix movie, because Morbius, I got confused. No, it's Sony, it's Morbius the Vampire, and I don't know what this is about, but the trailer shows different, different Sony universes, so I don't know. And cause every MCU movie, every Marvel movie ever made is canon now due to the multiverse. We're canon in the MCU, so that's fun. Or now technically it's the MCM. So yeah, Morbius. Yeah. Number 8 is Thor: Love and Thunder. Unpopular opinion. I've seen Thor the movie, and then I saw Thor Ragnarok. I watched it a couple days ago. I like the first Thor movie. I think it's funny. I don't find it boring. I like the action sequences. I haven't seen Thor: The Dark World. I saw the first 40 minutes and just gave up. I think it's funny, and the action sequences are really good, and I love Chris Hemsworth in that movie. Thor Ragnarok I actually didn't like as much as I thought I would. I do love Taika Waititi, and he did Jojo Rabbit. I love Jojo Rabbit. It's an incredible film, and it's that gut-wrenching comedy that still manages to be... It's an absolutely wonderful film. Something about Thor Ragnarok just didn't sit well with me. And so, Thor: Love and Thunder, I really hope it bumps it up. And I don't think that I really hope this isn't an action-heavy movie, because I just want to see, like, Thor needs to complete his character arc, and I hope this is a more laid-back comedic tone, letting other characters do the fighting, but I don't want it to focus on the fighting, but it's an MCU movie, so that's kind of be too much for asking, but I don't know. Number 7 is the Fantastic Beasts: The Secrets of Dumbledore. I don't like the Fantastic Beasts movie. The first one is fine. The second one, it had no third act. I thought it was 2.5 hours. It's shorter than the first one, if not the same runtime. But it is slowly crawling back up there with, Harry Potter was a big part of my summer. You could see that on my channel. I've yet to review the Fantastic Beasts films, but I have seen them when they were theatrically released. And so, Secrets of Dumbledore is like a big deal because it's not only going to be written by J.K. Rowling, and it is a continuation, and it's going to be fan service as hell. But I'm just really excited to see what they do with it because, like, Doctor Sleep, that was heavy fan service. No Way Home, heavy fan service, but those were done right. So I really hoping that Harry Potter can get their grips on things, see what people want, see what people like, and just do it. It's not that difficult once you look at, like, Deathly Hallows, that was a near perfect ending. Was it accurate to the book? Not really. In my opinion, it was better than the book. I didn't like the Deathly Hallows book ending. It felt so epic. And this movie, it's been leading up to the duel against Dumbledore and Grindelwald. I'm so excited for that, to see just how they do it. Because then, after that duel, I think this might be the one, I don't know, did they kill Ariana yet? I don't know. But yeah, it's just, considering Harry Potter canon and lore and timeline, it's a giant mess. and like McGonagall showing up in Crimes of Grindelwald. This is the movie timeline. I don't think she said how long she worked there. If in the Harry Potter movies, I know she said it in the books, but not the movies. I'm not sure. Also, I got these little cute keychains with the Harry Potter set that I got from Target. I've had this right after I binged all the movies. So yeah, here. Here's this thing. There's the clam digger thing. Is that what it's called? I don't know what it's called. But yeah, Secrets of Dumbledore. I'm excited for that. Next, I have Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse Part 1. That's why I have Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse up here. I loved Into the Spider-Verse. I loved No Way Home more, but Into the Spider-Verse Part 1. Into the Spider-Verse was one of the greatest animated movies ever. It's up there with like Lego Movie and Lego Batman was a great movie too. But like Lego Movie, I haven't seen Mitchell vs. the Machines, but like those, it's better than every Pixar film, in my most humble opinion. Everything, it's just bang. It's so just, I really hope they hold it up, and it's coming out in October. I don't know how long the runtime's going to be. It's definitely going to be really short. It's probably going to be like 70 minutes. It's not going to be a Deathly Hallows thing, because it's an animated movie. The first one wasn't even 2 hours. It was 3 hours short. It was 3 minutes short of being 2 hours. But I loved, the ending was kind of a cliffhanger, and so it's going to be interesting to see them pick it up. It did win an Oscar. It won Best Animated Feature. So I think that if it won that, then they could totally... completely, there's no doubt in my mind that they can't just bump it up. They can't, there's no way that it can get better or worse from here. It's probably going to be same quality, but Marvel is on a good streak right now. I heard Hawkeye's really good, I heard Loki was good, I haven't seen Eternals, but like Shang-Chi, and they're really spiking. No Way Home was incredible. Then it's going up. Morbius looks like it's going to be pretty good, and then Doctor Strange 2, which is higher up on my list, is looks amazing. It's directed by Sam Raimi, who did The Evil Dead, which is, I already talked about that. He did The Evil Dead, and I now have the original Spider-Man trilogy. Yeah, so it's exciting to see what a specific artistic director can do in the MCU. But yeah, so yeah, Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse Part 1. I'm excited for it. Number 5 is Halloween Ends. I liked Halloween Kills. I gave it 2. I have a rating. I think I had too much confidence in it because it was recency bias. Same thing with No Way Home. I did a video called My Issues with Spider-Man No Way Home. I'm going to do that with Halloween Kills when I get it on the Blu-ray digital thing, because recency bias, it is not an 8 out of 10. Thinking about it, it's probably around a 6, honestly. It's not better than Halloween 2018. But, yeah, I have it up there, actually. But it's still really good. It's still a fun movie. And Halloween Ends, if they get it right, either Michael dies, Laurie dies, someone important has to die. And if they film it, if everything folds together well enough, this can be a great finale. But what other great horror finales has there been? What, like Nightmare on Elm Street has Wes Craven's New Nightmare, Child's Play. They got their trilogy cut off and sent to a new TV series that's mediocre. But Halloween Ends, it can be really good if they just get their mind together and just do it. My number 4 is The Batman. Now, I had this long phase where, for some weird reason, after I watched Joker, I had a big Batman phase, but I never watched any of the movies. I've yet to see the Dark Knight trilogy. I absolutely loved Joker. I watched, see, the thing with Joker is that it's a great movie, but this movie has Robert Pattinson in it, and he was absolutely incredible in The Lighthouse. So, yeah. But, I don't know. It looks like it's going to be good. It looks like it's going to be gritty, but there's going to be a weird romance between him and Catwoman. And everything can be good. See, the thing with all these films on these lists, excluding Jurassic World, it can be great. They just got to do it right. But recently they haven't. So, like, I think the DCU is over. What films are coming next? The Flash? That's going back to Michael Keaton Batman. So, like, I don't know. But it looks like if they just... I want to make a Batman movie. I want to make a Phantom of the Opera. I want to make movies when I'm older. That's why I'm doing this, so I know what to do right and wrong. So, like, but Batman, it just... The first trailer looked really good. The second trailer kind of disappointed me because I'm really not ready for this, like, whole romance plotline. So yeah, number 3 is Lightyear. I love Toy Story. It was my brother's biggest obsession when he was a little lad. Now he's not. His thing's Fortnite right now. He is. Yeah, but Lightyear, I watched the trailer. It got me into David Bowie's music. I absolutely love Lightyear. The character of Buzz Lightyear is super interesting, and showing a fictional backstory, but as if it was I'm just really excited to see how they take this sci-fi-esque thing. And it's like a fictional biopic, which I find really interesting, because that's like a very artistic choice for Pixar and or Disney. So, yeah, I'm excited to see how they take this. And it looks like it's going to be definitely one of the best Pixar movies, because the shots are absolutely gorgeous, just in the trailer itself. My number 2 is Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness. Now, like I said, Sam Raimi is one of my favorite directors. But I heard this is going to be more horror-esque. I watched the What If episode on Doctor Strange, and the trailer looks very close to that. I liked that episode. I mean, yeah, but considering the ending of No Way Home, I don't know how they're going to just pick back up after that, because basically Doctor Strange is picking up Wanda's and Peter's mess. And so, it's going to be and Wanda Maximoff's in this. I didn't like WandaVision that much. I love No Way Home, but not WandaVision. I feel like it decreasingly got worse as the film went along. But, yeah, I'm really excited for this film because I do like Doctor Strange. He's definitely the coolest Avenger. Is he Avenger? Definitely the coolest superhero in my opinion. My favorite Spider-Man. It's always going to be Spider-Man, but the coolest superhero. And my number 1 is The Northman. Now this one I wasn't expecting to be my number 1, but I've seen both The Witch and The Lighthouse, and I absolutely love Robert Eggers' films. And I'm really excited to see how he takes this third film of his. And it's going to be like the Eggers trilogy. I do love A24 films, I do love horror films, but this one, it's going to be like 2.5 hours, which is going to be his longest movie, and I'm really excited to see how he takes this, because the cinematography, his writing, the acting, everything in his movies, whether you like it or not, is merely technically perfect. The Lighthouse, I'm the biggest fan of The Lighthouse, but it was a masterpiece. The pacing, meh. It wasn't for me, but I do love his work, so yeah. That's it. Those are my worst movies of 2021 and my most anticipated of 2022. Thank you guys so much for watching. See you all next time. Stay golden, everyone. Next time is a La La Land thing.